EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us in the Hoosier State at Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. For the right to represent the AFC in this year's Super Bowl. Off we go on EA Sports. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out, so they'll take over at the 30-yard line. First and 10. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he's going to be dropped behind the line. Terrific push defensively. They came out of the locker room ready to go. Room up the sideline at the 45. Down the sideline, inside the 25. And they won't catch him. He'll go all the way. 72 yards. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Well, fireworks right out of the gate here, Greg. It only takes 2 plays to put 6 on the board, and they do it with a big touchdown.
Mike, each week when we talk to teams, they emphasize how important it is to get off to a fast start. Well, this team, they took it to a new level. Second play of the game, big touchdown. They strike first.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. They'll run it with Tony Pollard. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, here's Nix. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This brought in out past the 20. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. They'll go play action. It's Richardson. He's going to take a shot down the field. And he's brought in. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Colts. Carlson now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Colts move out on top, 14-0. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. Here we go on the return from the 1. Oh, yeah. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nick. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
When it starts bad, funny way of ending up getting worse, and I don't think that could be any more true than it is right now. They're already down by multiple possessions, and after that start to this drive with the sack, they find themselves once again in a massive hole.
They send Sutton in motion. Now, a second down throw for Nix. The catch made there by Sutton. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play.
So often, sacks, especially on first down, can be drive killers. Their ability here to take this from second and long to third and short, they've got a really good opportunity here, Mike. If they don't get it on third, don't be surprised if they go for it on fourth.
He's got his tight end. It's Ingram. His first catch here in this AFC title game, and it's a first down.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
On first down, here's Nix to throw. Quick throw, taken in, and he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll throw. It's Nix. That'll be intercepted. Picked off by Nick Cross. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. Now Carlson to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Colts will take themselves to a 21-0 lead. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. This is fielded inside the 5. Now an opening past the 30. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. To throw is Nix. He's going to send it downfield looking for Ingram. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
I think all of us up here in the booth were curious, how is this quarterback going to bounce back following the pick 6? And, a lot of guys come back and they're very conservative and they just want to dink and dunk because they're scared to throw another pick. Well, we found out pretty quickly. Not this guy. He's going to continue to attack the ball downfield, and he's looking to make big plays any chance he gets. Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short game.
3rd and 9. Putting one of their tight ends in motion left. He's got the tight end, Adam Troutman. His first catch here in this AFC title game, and it's a 1st down.
It's so early in the game, you have to be careful now as coaches and players that you don't find yourself trailing early and get out of your game plan. There is so much time left. Stick to what you've worked on all week. There's plenty of time to chip away and see if you can make this thing close come the 4th quarter. Nothing open here downfield. I think it's a good job just getting to the edge, getting something positive, getting out of bounds.
2nd down and 8. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. Up the middle, here comes Pollard. That one never got... They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. They send Sutton in motion. Nix from the gun on third down. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. His first catch here in this AFC title game, and it's a first down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
Nix, how to throw it here on first down. He's got it at about the 8. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
Now they pitch it to Pollard. And he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Couldn't reach that ball across. Setting up second and goal. A little closer. Here's second and goal. It's the quarterback with a sneak. And he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he may have come back a little bit. And now it is third and goal.
Down here this close, all it takes is one defensive lineman defeating his block and getting some penetration, and that's exactly what we saw here. Not only to stop the ball carrier short of the end zone, but to take him down for a loss.
Good blocking, and he's in. Bo Nix. Touchdown, Broncos. Will Lutz now for the PAT. He's got it. Broncos get back in it. It is 21-7. So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. On first down, they'll start with Taylor. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
That one complete to Pierce. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's second and 2. Off the play fake, it's Richardson. That's complete. Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
A second down throw for Richardson. This is caught at 2. The Colts are going to have a first and goal coming up They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll run here with Taylor. And no signal, waiting. They say he did not break the play. He's down inside the 1. Here now, 2nd down and goal. Again, it'll be Taylor. And he is not going to get to the goal line. In fact, he's even going to lose yards on that play. And now it is 3rd and goal. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their 2nd. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in the 2nd quarter. Will line up at the 3-yard line again. They'll try to punch it in on 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Here's Taylor. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Jonathan Taylor. Touchdown, Indianapolis. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This fielded at the 2. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Throwing is Nix. Now he'll air one out. That's caught. The Broncos going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. Open man downfield. That's Ingram. A 19-yard pickup there. Good for a Denver 1st down.
We've now seen this quarterback show that he can beat you from both inside and now outside of the pocket. The ability to use his legs to flush out and buy time for his receivers. They uncover downfield, leads to a big pickup.
He'll get up and spike it, and let's check the clock. Maybe time for 2 plays here before the end of the half. Trying to keep a drive alive, going to have to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Nick's going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver. And it's going to be 4th down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. On 4th down, here's Nix. And that is not going to work. Incomplete, and they turn it over on downs.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt But at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
On first down, it's Richardson. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end. All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
The Lamar Hunt Trophy waiting to be claimed. 30 minutes away, unless, of course, we have overtime. We're back underway in the AFC title game. The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10. Here's Nix to throw. That's caught left side by Ingram. And they're going to get this all the way up close to the 40-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Back to throw is Nix. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram. On the move past the 40. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. A tight end in motion now. Second down. Nix. He'll look for Pollard out of the backfield. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Oh, we try to swing it outside, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Indy. The defense is having a day. They extend the lead with Greg, their second pick six of the game.
And that's just something you don't see very often in the NFL, Mike. I mean, you might see a handful of games each year where there's one pick six, but to get two pick sixes in the same game, this defense is on fire.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Going for it all. That is hard. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
Nix now on 1st and 10. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Portland Sutton. Touchdown, Denver.
All week, we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time. And what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket. Let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball, and that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's 2nd and 6. They go right back to Taylor. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's a run by Taylor. And he'll keep the drive moving. He's got the 1st down up to the 45. They'll motion over Pierce. On 1st down, they'll stay with Taylor on the ground. And that'll go for a gain of about 4. Tremaine Edmonds there to make the play. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll go play action. It's Richardson. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. He didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
They get 18 on the pitch and catch. 1st down, Indianapolis.
You just can't ask for better protection than that, especially on 3rd down. Clean pocket, tons of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. And at this level, if you give quarterbacks that amount of time, chances are they're going to find somebody downfield.
They'll run for the 1st time with their fullback. And he'll get about 5. One quarter remaining.
The end of the 3rd quarter with the score.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Richardson will give it to Taylor. With good blocking leading the way, he's got the first down inside the 25. Looked like a lateral there, but now it's a free football. One of his teammates there to take it back in.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey, guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs.
To the tight end, and he fits it in on the corner route.
This is a great look here, Mike, when you have a very versatile tight end, the ability to move him around. He's like the ultimate chess piece. In this snap, he's lined up in the slot. His ability to get downfield and use that big body. When you're going against these zone defenses, oftentimes that's the vulnerability of the coverage. The ball was on time, the ball was accurate, and then his big tight end, he just did the rest.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Colts will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and we'll come out to the 20-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. They send Sutton in motion. On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. He tosses over the middle. This one is caught. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
A 1st down throw for Nix. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. And the Colts will have great field position right around midfield.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
Now it's Richardson. He'll keep it. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Now it's Taylor. Taylor up 1st down and more. And he's into the end zone yet again. Jonathan Taylor. Touchdown Colts. Saving his best for the playoffs. His 3rd touchdown of the game. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. Here comes a return from the 3. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
They just have to be better on first down. They've got to find a way to continue to operate ahead of the sticks, and I don't mind throwing it on first down. That is the best down in football to attempt a pass, but if they don't protect the passer, none of it's going to matter.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. One of the tight ends motions right. They'll go play action with Nix. He's going to send it downfield looking for Ingram. And the Colts are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Intercepted. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the ground for the first time, this is Khalil Herbert. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Here's the option, running right. And he pitches it.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
He'll take this in, back to the 16. Oh, hello. He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. From 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They send Sutton in motion. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. First down throw there is incomplete.
An incompletion there isn't ideal by any means, Mike, but I think that's one of those passes where he made sure that ball was either going to end up in his guy's hands or out of bounds.
Now, a 2nd down throw for Nix. To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive. I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense get a little lackadaisical.
Evan Ingram, the intended target. And that will lead to a 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
He's going to send it downfield looking for Ingram.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game to pull off any sort of comeback.
1st and 10. Down to a knee here. And cue the celebrations. They are on their way to the Super Bowl.